By pressing play, you've been transported to a dimension where there will be no apologies given for the ridiculous and random comments made by your host and their guests. Thank you for listening and enjoy the experience. Yo, here we are again on a Monday at a table. Beer cans, face masks, headbands, all day.
Oh yes, it's another Monday.
It's another Monday in the universe that's been around since God knows how long. And it's episode 19 of Yo, where the captions at? Where they at? Where they at? Where they at? Where the captions at? Yo, where the captions at? Yo, guess what, guys?
Don't let your phone vibrate. I hope nobody takes this.
And just like that, yo, where the captions at? As always, I'm your host, Kels Show, aka K Sensei, the coolness of the youth. Join with me today, as always, my bro host.
You know, the one that trained under Kakashi, the 1-9 bandit, Rasta the Co.
And join us always, making sure this audio comes out as crispy as possible, as drippy as it can, as efficient as it can, weekly as it can, is our boy, Daniel with a D, Rojas.
He ain't afraid of no ghosts.
Exactly. And join us today as our special guest host is none other. You heard him before on this podcast. Is our homie, the man that has blessed us with the presence of being able to record out of his home since that Rona has been plaguing not only this nation, but the whole planet. Planetary menace. The boy, Cris with the silent H.
Thank you.
And also joining us today is a special guest. He's one of our homies. I've known him since I moved out here to Colorado Springs in 2000. Yes, and Roscoe has technically known him longer than me, even though it's not been a long time between the two. The one, the only, Wally Gator, Wally World, the Skywalker, the Lucas, the motherfucker, the one and only, the spotted one, the marked one, Roscoe's son, Luke Raymond Wally III, the heir to the Wally Wool Federation. Yes, ladies, he's into all that money, but nah, bitches, you can't get with him because he's spoken for, and I can't wait to go to that wedding. Ooh-wee. Well, we always speak everything into existence. None other than our friend, my best friend, our brother,
Luke Wally.
Yeah.
You just aired out all of his laundry right there in that intro. There was a rash, he got an ointment.
That wasn't all of it.
It's not a rash, it's a birthstone.
I ain't gonna talk about he was dicking down bitches in the backyard when he was going with the Henny.
He created a new disease that he was immune
when
to.
the Henny thing was possible.
I ain't gonna talk about how he went to his.
Possible?
I ain't gonna talk about how he went to senior prom and homecoming dressed like R. Kelly.
Money.
Exactly.
Straight like a pimp.
Exactly. And he's on today's episode to geek out with us about a particular anime. Some would argue that it's the GOAT of all animes, but we don't get to that a little bit later. But always want to start off with, yo, what's poppin' when we talk about
be poppin'.
Exactly. We about to talk about that, and we just go into what's going on in the world of pop culture and geekdom. And I'm just gonna go off the gates and start off with New Mutants. New release date, September 4th, Disney Plus. It's coming. They finally decided to do that shit.
Oh, so they really putting it on the Plus?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, finally.
That trailer that you may have seen online was real. They announced that it will be coming on the 4th, but overseas it still may be released on the August...
Delayed
to that August release date.
But technically, it won't be delayed for overseas watchers, because...
No, technically it will still be delayed because usually overseas gets it before us.
Yeah, and since they're...
Literally, people stream Australian versions or European versions of movies, just so we can see it first.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because fucking midnight release, we're going to watch it at 7:30.
Yeah, because I know Tenet is getting an international release date while we still have to wait on the back burner.
Because we can't keep masks on.
Can't slow down the curve, baby.
I mean, you can, but...
And with that being said, there's also other movie news. the boy Dave Franco, I don't know if y'all heard this, but he has signed on to play none other than the greatest rapper in history. The one, the only, arguably the only person maybe that could say they cooler than me. The one and only Ice Baby himself, Vanilla Ice.
Rob Van Winkle?
Yes, we getting the Rob Van Winkle Go Ninja biopic starring Dave Franco.
And he about to get hung over the balcony. I can't wait for this action scene.
Stop.
It might be played,
collaborate and listen.
We don't own the rights to that, so don't listen. But yes, that shit's coming. Like, I'm a Vanilla Ice fan, like most kids of the 90s, early 90s. Like, we all know his songs.
There's late 80s babies.
Exactly.
Go Ninja, go.
And low-key, that's the only reason why we love Secret of the Ooze is because of the soundtrack and Go Ninja Go. Other than that...
Hey, man, the armor looked good.
They did, but other
The
than
suits
that...
look good, too.
Nah, not compared to the first one. Like... it doesn't age that well. It's not bad. It's not Turtles in Time, like the third one bad.
Which was even better.
No, it was not.
I like Turtles in Time.
Well, Turtles in Time was the Super Nintendo game. The Samurai Ninja Turtle 3
was back in time.
Was still... It was. And it was all right.
See, the thing that
it wasn't better than the other two.
The thing that made it better for me was the fact that I actually put it back in feudal Japan.
And don't make it a good movie.
But I mean,
the best part of that movie is Casey Jones and the warriors that got traded with the turtles. Because obviously, in their time travel version, you had to all right, 5 guys came from the past, so we're gonna take 5 guys from the future.
And it goes back into time travel physics. Like you can only
they created new time travel.
Exactly.
Physics.
You can't take what you don't have. Like you have to resort. It's like alchemy. Like you can't create nothing.
Equivalent in exchange.
Exactly. There.
I wanted to say that without saying.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Booyah. So you had them 5 come back. They did all that
Shout
shit.
Tucker.
But yes, that shit's happening. And segueing off of one Ninja Turtle property to another one, Yusaki Yojimbo. If you're familiar with Ninja Turtles, the Samurai Rabbit, yes, is getting his own Netflix series coming in 2021. And that shit's gonna be dope, just because if you watch the latest incarnation of the Ninja Turtles cartoon outside of Rise of Ninja Turtles, they cross over with him. So it's just a moment of time when he gets his own Netflix series for when we actually get the Turtles brought into his dimension. Because Netflix also are working closely with Nickelodeon, and Nickelodeon currently owns the right to the Ninja Turtles. So that shit should be cool.
Eastman and Laird are working towards buying it back because they actually have re-collaborated in the recent past. And they're like, remember what it's like to be like, we made these amazing stories and we could do it again.
Again, exactly. And that'd be dope for real Turtle fans going back to the ground roots.
They're already almost doing it without, like, they're trying to beat the royalties and beat out the timelines.
Yeah, that's the move too. Especially like that goes into like with like
when
Disney,
they get
Marvel,
it back,
and Fox. Yeah.
I think when we get it back, we're gonna get a grown-up Ninja Turtles fucking series.
Oh, where we already. That's interesting to say that because we're already getting the Seth Rogen reimagining of an animated universe, and they also are still trying to do a live-action Turtle universe. So there's some way we could get a more adult Ninja Turtles verse, preferably like you mentioned on Netflix, where you could be a little more R-rated. You don't have to cater.
It'll be Daredevil-esque.
Exactly. So you don't
the
have to
first season of Daredevil.
Exactly. Take out the teenage, make it just Ninja Turtles, so it could be like post Splinter. Because in the comic book, Splinter is dead.
Well, currently, but don't ruin that for everyone.
Well, currently in the comic book, and if you watch that last Ninja Turtle series before Rise, he died too. So we're not used to the Turtles without their father. So that'd be a way to see how it could go into a more mature area. And speaking of taking things from our childhoods in the 90s into a more mature route, the Power Rangers reboot movie has basically unofficially officially said it's going to be in TV continuity.
Like our TV, the 90s?
Yeah, it's like the 90s till currently. Like
so kind of like when they brought back it in the comics, the Power Rangers, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Not necessarily, because the comic verse is a loose continuity of the television verse.
But it was way more adult.
Exactly. But with this one, it's going to be from the Mighty Morphin to the Beast Morpher universe, because me and Ross still watch Power Rangers to this day. So they're talking about the movie is going to involve some time travel, where presumably the Red Ranger, they might make a female, has to go back and visit former Power Rangers in the TV series continuity. And speaking of the series going back in time and dealing with past events, Lando, the prequel series to like Star Wars and Solo, is in early works right now with Donald Glover coming back to reprise his role as Lando Calrissian, made famous by Billy D. Williams in the original trilogy. So that would be something to look forward to from Disney. But then at the same token, Disney has been announcing a lot of things they're in works for. But with this coronavirus and this pandemic happening, it's very disingenuous as to the fact that like when will this come out and will you actually make this happen? Because it's easy to say we're doing this just for you like 2 months later to be like, no, fuck it, we can't, we won't, and
next year.
But
exactly.
To be honest with you, I really hope it does come out. I mean, Billy D. Williams as Lando Calrissian, it was just perfect, and his appearance in the last Star Wars movie, I mean, it was awesome. It was really good.
So you like how the fact that he just came in and took a black woman and flew off into space with her to find her parents?
You know what's dumb?
That's not the whole
That
point of
wasn't
this
the
story.
point.
No, I never said it was a point. I just asked a question.
Just the appearance. Just his appearance.
Oh, okay.
What's dumb is
His blackface.
That's supposed to be his daughter.
Billy
I
D
know that.
doesn't have
That's
to
so
do
dumb.
blackface.
I know that.
Why would the only other black person be his daughter? And he out here fucking.
Oh my god.
He was fucking that robot the whole time. We all know that Donald Glover in that Solo movie was fucking that robot. That's why she had that pissy ass attitude.
Lando be fucking.
Oh
Gave her his hard drive.
god.
Colt 45 and Tuesday.
His ass, baby, that's all we need.
Legitimately.
That robot was like, I need a better filter.
Oh my god.
And he was like, say through East Palmdale, sitting on dating Rams. Okay.
Speaking of Disney and their films, Hawkeye has finally cast its Hawkeye. Ooh.
You mean Clint
Yeah.
Barton or
No.
Kate?
Yes, Kate Bishop has
Oh.
finally been cast as Haley Steinfeld, who they wanted to get to play the character from Jump Street. And if you're not familiar with that, there was a comic book called Young Avengers when there were younger analogs of previous Avengers, and fucking Kate Bishop was the Hawkeye on that squad. And Disney has already been trying to set in place and create those breadcrumbs for you to follow for there to be an official Young Avengers squad in the movies or on Disney Plus. But Haley Steinfeld was one of the people they always wanted for the role. They saw her at the beginning after the Bumblebee movie did what it did. Arguably the best Transformers movie besides the first one, but that bar is very, very low.
Hello.
Live action wise, not counting the animated movie from the 80s because we all know that's the best
That's
one.
the greatest one.
Point blank, period. But no, so
Why did he die?
exactly. Fucking Autobots. But low key, she has been cast.
Rodimus Prime.
Exactly. She's been cast as Kate Bishop. We're now waiting for official word, but from very reputable sources, they said the ink is dry. She will be the new Hawkeye. While Hawkeye will continue to train her, but he will be in his Ronin persona. And another thing too, I know that we talked about prequels beforehand with Lando. The Witcher has just been announced to get a 6-part prequel series called Blood Origin that takes place 1,200 years prior to the current series. And just give me more Witcher. Because Game of Thrones gave us that false sense of hope. Like, as soon as the series is over, we're going to get all these prequels. Never happened. But I trust in Netflix. Because when Netflix tell you they're going to give you another series, they're going to give you a prequel, you're going to get it. So come on, Witcher. Witch it on me. And going from one realm of, I guess you said, medievalness, magic, Dragon Prince has been signed on for 4 more seasons on Netflix. I can't wait for that shit. It's chill. It's dope. If you like Game of Thrones, if you like The Witcher, you like Avatar The Last Airbender, if you haven't watched it yet. And also, speaking of sequels, Sonic 2 is coming in 2022. That shit was just announced this week.
I still haven't even seen the first one.
You need to. It's fun. Watch it with your niños and your niñas. Like, it's a family movie. Same.
Don't expect a lot, but it's not bad.
But expect to love it. Just like with Frozen 2. Did you watch Frozen 2 with them?
Frozen 2, no.
Luke, you know you watched Frozen 2 with your nieces and nephews.
Actually, I did know.
I know you did.
Watched was the first one.
Exactly. It's that simple. Word. So you didn't see the movie, so you have all the time in the world to see the movie. Actually, you don't have all the time in the world. You have 2 years to see the movie before the sequel comes out. And before then, what you need to do is watch Avatar: The Last Airbender, because if you haven't, the girl Toph is getting her own graphic novel.
The Metal Bending Academy?
Exactly. That is coming next year, 2021, because the Kyoshi Tales second volume came out earlier this year, and I just got that shit on audiobook because I can't wait to listen to that. And for all those out there, once again, if you listen to this week's episode of Escaping Podcast, I talked about Avatar, The Last Airbender, and Legend of Korra, and how Legend of Korra is coming to Netflix on August 14th. So if you haven't watched the original series, do that, watch the sequel, and fall in love with my favorite character of the whole series, that girl Toph. Ross, speaking of Toph, she had a belt. She had a championship belt because she was the greatest earthbender in her nation. So speaking of niggas with belts, what you want to talk about wrestling?
Keith Lee actually gave up his North American belt and now is currently giving other wrestlers the opportunity. So they're having triple threat qualifying matches for the next takeover for those people to.
And for all those listening, the North American Championship is the mid-card belt in NXT,
yes.
which is WWE's, how would you say it, Ross? Their
development brand, but they're not trying to.
Their NXT brand?
No,
it is NXT.
It's called NXT, but it's a development brand. So like FCW was technically what they used to be called, but
it's like their AAA league before they get to the majors.
Yeah.
So all wrestling is the same, but now they just...
technically, instead of like basically them picking up indie wrestlers and having them going through their basically they show
their development
instead
of letting them go through the unseen
Yeah.
process.
Exactly. So they give us this the starter brand. So you build your way. It's like the Chonin exam. Like before you become a ninja, you gotta go through all this, and then you get to go to the main stage. And
you go through the big test to show that you're worth your fucking spot.
Exactly.
Yep.
And sometimes if you are in the majors, you are a Shinobi, but like you lacking. They send you back it down to NXT.
You didn't get the right certifications. So you're not a Jonin, you're still a Chunin.
And sometimes if people, they just don't like being up at the main roster and they came from NXT,
so you're like a young Iwabi?
Yeah.
Yes, exactly like Iwabi. Word.
In New Japan, they just had the Sengoku Lords event where Evil fought Humari from LIJ and defeated him, as well as Naito claimed that Evil's just holding both belts on rental, so he gonna come back and get his property. So
a lot of these names, I know you're talking about actual Japanese wrestling, but those are straight Boruto names right now.
Bruh, yeah.
We're talking about Himawari and fucking.
That's Boruto's sister.
Yep, she's better than Hanabi and Hinata, and fucking Neji and the Uzumaki clan.
True. Yeah, that's all the wrestling news I have for this week.
And with that being said, I'm just going to talk about a couple of albums that came out over the weekend, because WDCA 7 is the current playlist for this month of July. I don't, but some people will. I will never do that to you, baby, when it comes to the musical selections that we like.
I just hate you because I just got that joke.
Word. LOL. Out loud. So, Taylor Swift dropped the album Folklore. Sad. Not what I expected for her, because I thought it was going to be more upbeat, hee-hee-ha-ha, poppy Taylor Swift. But Folklore is a sad-ish Kid Cudi country pop album.
Not all country.
No, that's what I literally... No. It's a country pop Kid Cudi emo album. That's what I said.
But I'm just saying, it's not always country though.
But no, but it's hard for you to say that when you didn't listen to the album.
The greatest folklore song of all time is called "I See Fire" by Ed Norton.
No. But this is about her album. Now you're talking about some shit that don't even pertain to her album.
I'm just talking about folklore.
I know, but folklore, if you would listen to the album, you would understand her folklore. Because she started her whole track with like, yo, I was in love with a man, but he ate too many hot dogs, then he died. I was like, yo.
Too many glizzies?
Yes, literally. She was like, yo.
We just rolling.
He had a heart condition, and I didn't pay attention, so now he dead. And guess what? That's the end to this Duck Dynasty, this Dixie Chick era, old money, and motherfucking young Nashville. So a lot of her songs are very sleepy,
a long rant.
Dark. It's not a rant when it's factual.
This won't make it all on the show.
And it's just like one of those things, like that album was not what I expected it to be. But once I realized what we were getting into, I'm cool with it. I fuck with T Swizzle. Lupe Fiasco dropped a new album called House, which is actually not just him. It's him collaborating with other artists and Virgil. If you fuck with fashion, Kanye, you know about Virgil and the whole Supreme Off-White brand. Logic dropped a new album called No Pressure. Didn't listen to that, but I'm waiting on it. Cascade dropped the album.
Not to interrupt, you heard a little bit on the intro on the setup.
That's what one of the songs you were playing?
Those were like 3 of the songs we were playing till we shut it down.
Exactly. I was vibing to that. Like I started it, but I was trying to... That
was mid-album.
Exactly. I was trying to get up for my day, and the way the album starts, like, that's not the energy that's going to get me moving. That's the energy that I wind down to.
The first song is a big wind up.
Oh.
You were like, you caught the middle of the album, the... kind of like the hit little skits and little intermissions.
Hell yeah, cause I'm gonna fuck with the album, but I was like, nah, I'm not in the right headspace for it.
Is it Bobby Quarantino's?
No, it's called No Pressure 2. There's Young Sinatra, there's Logic,
but none of his personas are black, even though he's half black.
Yeah, but this persona
that's my joke
is the opposite to Pressure.
Oh, okay.
Because he made Pressure one of his first mixtapes.
That's true.
To that Eazy-E beat, that
of course.
To that Eazy-E fucking little scramble beat that they made.
The first joint that he ever dropped, right? That went viral.
It wasn't his first, but that's like
the one that really went viral,
that's what tipped him.
Yeah.
That's what tipped him. People knew him, but that's what tipped him when he hit on the Eazy-E beat.
Yeah, I remember that track.
Yeah, when he hit that Pressure beat, and then he has 2 albums now to the No Pressure, slower beat, kind of hit a clean flow thing.
Kind of like what you just did.
I guess so.
Did I?
Also, Neon Trees dropped a new album. Sam Smith dropped a little 5-song EP to coincide with his last EP. Maroon 5, 7 Esco, Jaden Smith, Jaden the Messiah, Kylie Minogue, Ski Master, Slump God all dropped new singles this week prior to you listening to the last episode. All those songs are on the playlist for this month, so check those out and enjoy that shit. And right now, we're going to take a little break so you can hear about all the new acquisitions coming to the podcast network. Escaping, we're doing big things, hopefully brighter things. Hopefully things that bring more people into this community.
3 guys, 10 eyes.
Yes, because we're all human beings, baby.
How's it going, guys? This is Daniel.
And Kelsey Show, a.k.a. Kelsey Greer. And today we're going to give you a little introduction to a new show that's coming to our network.
Our network is growing, and we're really excited about what's happening. But instead of us telling you about the show, we figured we'd let the hosts of it bring you in on what's coming up. Guys?
All right. Hey, guys. We are 3 guys, 10 eyes. Just 3 guys, 2 of us wear glasses, simple math.
Yeah, we just are going over simple entertainment topics, pop culture, sports, music, interviews, and stuff like that as well for the local scene.
Yeah, we're just going to try to bring up the community. If you have anything that you're starting up, your career, we'd like to have you on the show. Just hit us up. We have Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook.
Yeah, all of those at 3 guys, 10 eyes.
Word. And do you want to give us your names individually, or is this one collective?
Is this is this an anonymous thing, or are you all 3 attached like a Cerberus?
Well, we are all 3 attached at the hip.
It's kind of it's
kind of like
disgusting to look
Siamese
at, I have to
twins.
say.
Hips don't lie though.
Well, it's actually more hips than could lie.
Unfortunately, we have very small hips, so we're just literally.
Like an Instagram model.
I go by Young Pyramid. I also make music, so check me out on
What
that.
type of music you make?
I make hip hop and like alternative
You
hip
play
hop.
live instruments or is just like?
No, it's all like
He is the
beats,
instrument.
and then I make my own lyrics and I rap.
Yo, we might have to talk, bro. We might have to talk.
I've heard.
No, we will talk.
So when can we expect to hear from you guys next?
We are posting every Tuesday. We go live right now on Facebook. That'll be going on every Sunday and probably for another 3 weeks. And that's on my Facebook, Derek Shreve. You want to go?
We have his name now. Okay, you wrote that down?
Yeah.
Great.
My social, my social is 666. So hit me up.
Yo.
Dude, we just lost our whole Christian following. Right?
No. On this network, I think you just built some more.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can't believe in God while believing in the beast, baby.
Cool. And then, I'm Ultimate Dusty. I just do gardening and gaming. Yeah.
What type of gardening?
All kinds, man. We got pumpkins growing, watermelon growing,
Because I've been trying
squashes
to grow
coming in.
some collard greens. My garden's been fucking up lately, but then again, I haven't put too much intensity. to
Okay,
it.
yeah, we haven't tried no collard greens, but we got kale and lettuce and all that good stuff coming in. Just today we harvested some cucumbers and tomatoes.
Hey, yo, you grow some tomatoes, give them to me when they're green. I'm frying them some bitches up.
You
Same
can
way we
probably
with
do that
people.
with the abusive husband.
Exactly,
Yeah, it's
always.
And you?
I'm Christian. I don't rap or garden. I just work at a grocery store.
Damn, yes. You are
My
the
man.
fucking man, the everyday
Essential.
person.
Yeah.
Yes.
Too essential sometimes, but that's all right.
Too central.
So we're looking forward to having you guys on the network, and I know that you listening out there right now, I can't tell you how exciting this is, how fucking wet you should be getting.
Don't do that.
I did.
I'm dripping. So.
I'm honestly a little scared.
You got a mop around
Should
here?
be.
Yeah, no.
A healthy dose of fear will always keep you alive. Batman taught me
It's
that.
kind of just one of the rules of the network. You come in here, we all get naked, we record, and it's good to be a little afraid. So
Saves you on AC costs too.
the fact that we are in a basement and it's cooler does not help the fact that I'm still sweating. We have them coming onto the network starting next month. Be ready because it's going to get crazy. Guys, thanks for being here, and let's get back to the show.
Exactly.
Sick.
So hopefully you guys that went online and start following the latest acquisition to the Escaping Podcast Network. And right now we're going to get to the meat of this show. Yo, we geeking out. And today, we're geeking out about none other than arguably the greatest anime of all time. It's definitely in my top 3. Some people say it's number 1. But no, we're all entitled to our own opinions, and it's none other than the show Naruto. Also, because we're anime cats, so we're going to lump in Shippuden too, because some people separate those. But for right now, we're going to talk about both as a tandem. Naruto was created by Masashi Kishimoto. Anyways,
Musashi Kishimoto.
yes, what he said. So Naruto, the manga, started with the pilot in August 18th to be precise. 1997 was the year. And then September 21st, 1999, that's when it started. And the manga actually ended in November 10th, 2014. So with the anime, it started October 3rd, 2000. And then it went to 2007 with 220 episodes. Shippuden started February 15th, 2007 and ended March 23rd, 2017. That's the anime with over 500 episodes. So just numbers alone, it shows you how long it's been in the game and how much of its culture it has given us as fans of this.
Long time.
A long time, a lot of episodes, characters galore, character development, intertwinedness, like
Technically,
almost like Dragon Ball.
Different. Yeah, it's like when it went from Dragon Ball to Dragon Ball Z.
Exactly.
It went from Naruto to Naruto Shippuden.
Exactly.
And now, we're barely gonna touch on it, but there's a third part to this.
Exactly. We're not going to get on that third part in this episode because that's going to be in the future and in the whole series next year. But with that being long, there's so much to get into that we're not even going to get to everything right here. But what we will get into in this episode is just the crux of it. The typical anime tropes, topic points. So we're going to start that shit off with just talking about our favorite characters. So since Luke, you're our guest, what's your top 3 favorite characters in Naruto?
See, Naruto probably number 2. Jiraiya number 1.
Okay.
And,
Pervy Sensei. Okay. All right.
Well, I mean, I got my reasons.
Sexy books. I know you like your sexy books.
No,
And your reasons don't matter. Your favorite character is your favorite character.
Well,
regardless.
true. I was like, I think overall Jiraiya's character was,
one of the best.
I mean, from a character standpoint, yeah.
Yeah,
It was
who's
like
your third?
he brought some things to it. Third one, I'd probably have to say, probably Kakashi, just because of his backstory.
Okay, Naruto, Kakashi, Jiraiya. All right, Chris. What's your top 3 favorite characters? Because I know it's not. Nobody has just one favorite character, even though they say like no.
Yeah, I mean,
it's
there's
Naruto,
multiple.
too many
There's
characters.
multiple.
We
yeah,
already
there-
know. And you guys from a previous My Hero episode, I'm not a typical fan favorite guy. So I'm a Nara guy all day. Shikamaru,
Wait, Nara. Which one was Nara?
the Nara clan. Shikamaru,
Okay. Oh.
Shikadai, Shikaku.
Shikadai is from
Any
Naruto,
of the-
but all right.
Any of the Nara clan
Okay.
are tactical geniuses on top of
They're
their...
the Spocks.
Yeah, on top of their super logical and very strategic, on top of that fantastic shadow stitching jutsu. That'll shut like Naruto has shadow clone jutsu. You can literally kill all his clones like pew, bam, done.
If your technique is on that level.
If you were there, and most of them are. Like Shikadai is potentially gonna shut some shit down, but that's super future shit. So besides, we'll just say Shikamaru, number 1, Shikamaru Nara. Asuma Saratobi,
Oh, that's a good one.
number 2. This guy taught Naruto wind control and was part of the 4th Hokage clan, the Saratobis. The young Konohamaru is a Saratobi too.
Right, yeah.
And in
The teacher that was like, "Yo, Naruto, you got talent."
he
and skill."
taught and he taught Naruto wind control, even though his team was, I believe, Kaiba with Akamaru.
with the dog.
Yeah, and
Kiba?
Yeah,
And the bug nigga.
Kiba, Kaiba. Yeah, Shino.
Oh,
Naruto's wife.
Yes.
So yeah, and he created a super strong team with a very. Their team was all about presence and knowing the battlefield.
Yep.
But
Because it's hard to fight if you
But
can't
awesome-
fight on your field.
yeah, but Asuma was the one that was taught them like, doesn't matter how badass you are, all your friends got to fight with you too. And then number 3, it's probably gonna have to be Shino. He was OP as fuck in Naruto, the original run. Shippuden, he fell out, and then you get in the future stuff, and you see his relevance again, which he never should have lost.
True. Ross, your top 3.
Ooh, yeah. Number 3 is going to go to Pain. Number 2 is
Because
going
he
to
a Decepticon ass nigga. He's always going to have a villain.
Yeah.
All your niggas going to be villains.
Europe. Number 2 is going to be Obito Uchiha. And number 1 is going to be
Toby.
Toby?
Europe.
Slave.
He was
My name's Kunta.
All it took was one real change in knowing the truth, and he would have been Hokage in the first Uchiha Hokage. And number 1 would
Not
be
without that Zetsu
Itachi.
power.
That's
Itachi.
he's got a point. He's got a point.
Oh, baby.
And that boy Itachi was from some other shit.
All
because
the Chias
Already.
are fucking.
they up there.
At the age of 7,
He was already a
at
prodigy.
the age of 7, was already looked upon from the 3rd Hokage and was like, he gonna be Hokage.
And it was on like, fast forward to the Great Ninja War, it was on like him and Marauder was like, oh, we came back to life? Oh, I'm not dying again.
Right?
No,
Yeah.
we back here, back.
Even before the Ninja War, the only reason why Kakashi is the copycat ninja with the Sharingan is because Obito gave him an eye.
For
And
his
you don't
graduation gift.
and no, you don't find that out until way later in the series. You find that out in Shippuden when
And
they
it's-
go into the Kakashi
It was like, what
Chronicles.
was it, like the
Kakashi
300,
Chronicles
like up
one
in
of
the
the
300
best
episodes?
4
Exactly.
episodes ever.
It's only the Kakashi Chronicles is 4 episodes, but you're like, this is what happened?
And that's the great thing too about Naruto. Like Naruto get criticized a lot for having mad fillers, but some of those like 4-part episodes give you the most story that you get from any other 20 episode arc. And for me personally, my top 3 favorite, no particular order, my boy Neji, the boy Gaara, and that nigga that's all about them hands, that boy Rock Lee.
Yeah.
Because Ross, would you like to tell? Because Rock Lee focuses on Taijutsu. Would you tell the people quickly about the 3 jutsus?
There is Taijutsu,
Which
where
is
it's all physical hand-to-hand combat. Genjutsu, which is where they use their hand signals to do summonings, which could be illusions. And then there's ninjutsu.
Genjutsu is all about fucking like mind warping and like trapping someone.
Mind manipulation, like that boy Slade.
Right.
Yeah. And ninjutsu.
And ninjutsu, Luke, will be...
It would be like, your fire, wind, earth, that type of stuff, and combining it all together to actually create one jutsu.
Like the Rasengan, for example?
Yes, exactly like the Rasengan.
Or the lightning technique that Kakashi...
Right.
Well, even the Mitsukage, the water and fire bending to create lava style, which is kind of a
rare one. I mean, you don't really see that very often.
Well, but mixing jutsus is what usually gets you the crazy, like over the top, like even ground and air creates the particle dismantling.
Mm-hmm.
The like.
And one of Akatsuki Cat said that, right?
Yeah. No, that was Homeboy from the Rockville, or what was it?
When they did the resurrection jutsu, it was like the second Kokage, the original creator of the particle dismantling jutsu,
and passed it down to the
Tsukikage, the third Tsukikage, who kept throwing his back out, even though he was still a badass.
Right.
Further into the future,
the pole sitter.
Hell yeah! And for those that don't know what Naruto is about, it's basically about a little orphan boy who had a demon sealed inside of him, and then he wants to be the greatest ninja of his village, which basically is the Hokage, and he's the protector of the village, and it's his journey coming up into that mantle while loving his friends, defending his village, and being the pillar of his community. And with that being said, who are the 2 people in Naruto's life that helps him along this journey, Ross?
Well, there's actually 3, but...
Yes, you're right. Then again, we can say 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But all right, we're going to start off with the obvious 2.
There's about 7.5.
Yeah.
But it's his teammates from Team 7 as well as their sensei. It's their sensei, Kakashi, and his 2 peers, as well as known as his teammates, Sakura and Sasuke Uchiha.
You didn't put no respect on Sakura's last name. What is her last name?
I believe it's Sakura.
I know. They've said it a couple times in Naruto.
Sakura Nakamura, but
no, it's not. It's not.
But then she becomes Sakura Uchiha.
That's so funny. Like we all like a lot of fandom trash Sakura for being trash, but I just realized I know most people's first and last name in this shit, except for Sakura. It's just like Sakura. We don't need to know this whole name. She trash. Sakura trash.
I think really it only came out like
at least latest Sonata is latest Sonata. Like yo.
Well, no, but that's different.
Yeah, she leaked
Sakura
that too.
Haruno.
Yes, that's.
And guess what? Nobody knows shit about the Harunos.
Yeah, she becomes an Uchiha.
Oh, that's funny. And how do they help Naruto along his journey?
Well, with Sasuke, he ends up becoming his personal rival, somebody that he's trying to better up in top, because Sasuke is in this culture, he is what would be considered the class rep because he has the highest score in their ninja school. And
he's a natural at it.
Yeah, he's a natural
prodigy.
at these things.
Yeah.
Which they use a lot in Japanese anime culture is the word prodigy.
And then
he's ahead of his class.
Streets ahead.
Yeah, streets ahead.
Thanks, Pierce.
As well as we find out that Naruto is streets behind.
You You on that old
Bro,
curve.
he ain't streets behind. He just don't get no love.
The class clown,
just ain't
but
good
you
at
know
that
what? I mean, he's got his intentions.
He's not good at ninjutsu at the beginning.
No, he wasn't. But you know
And
what? That
he-
kind of made that's what made the character so great. Is
what was
the fact that
randomly
he didn't
good
know what
and-
he was doing in the beginning, and then became something great.
But what was randomly good though was that after knowing that he's failing, may get kicked out of school, he goes, steals a secret scroll.
Oh, the secret ninja scroll. Yeah, from the
Learns how
Hokage's
Iruka
office.
Sensei, or Iruka Sensei,
Uh-huh.
is the one that has to, like, oh, fuck, he did this.
And then he actually did it after he stole it, wound up getting killed for his worries, and then next thing you know, here comes Naruto with the Shadow Clone Jutsu. Perfected. Not only perfected, but had hundreds of those damn things out there protecting Haruka Sensei. In the
Well,
first
not
place.
not hundreds, but he had maybe about 10 or 15, and he caught that fucking one that would have killed Iruka Sensei.
All right, so those are the top 3. So
That's
the
first 3 episodes.
First 3 episodes. It's like 2. So Chris, would you like to talk more about Kakashi Sensei?
Kakashi is fucking awesome. He's amazing. He is super disciplined. He's been ambushed since he was like teenager. He was like the only person that ever did better or younger than him was a young Itachi Uchiha. But his dad was also the legendary Grey Wolf or the Grey One or something like that. And his dad ended up killing himself, and Kakashi's wondering like, why did my dad kill himself?
Which
and
you find out later on in the episodes why that actually happened.
Yeah, but you know, there's a very long draw before you ever find out what actually happened, and you know that's when Kakashi goes through all his trials and all this and that because he's trying to become better than his dad, who disgraced himself. But then he's learning with this other team that makes him better, which gives him the philosophies later to create the perfect Team 7.
And you're not wrong with that. Me being a friend of Naruto, I guess I am. So we have the copy ninja himself, Kakashi. We have Sasuke. We have Sakura. And then we also have a 4th person that plays so much. Besides the ramen dude, we ain't gonna talk about the ramen dude.
Ichiraku Ramen!
Because if I can't even pronounce Kakashi, I ain't gonna get that right.
Kakashi!
I ain't gonna get that right at all. So we gonna get right into the third, the perv, Luke. Fitting that you want to talk about the pervy sage himself, Jiraiya. Talk to us about Jiraiya, Luke.
Well, I mean, come on. It was like
Jiraiya's
Jiraiya's legacy was already handed down through,
Through what?
Naruto's father, which everybody already knows.
We don't.
Minato Namikaze.
Yes.
Exactly.
But now everybody knows because we're talking to people that ain't never
But
seen the
All right,
Jiraiya.
For a long time, that was one of the biggest mysteries in Naruto. Like, who was his father and who was that 4th Hokage on the stone wall in
Right,
the village?
I knew I could guess it was his
how-
dad,
and-
especially
yeah.
was sprays painting shit all over it.
Right. Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Forgive me.
Fuck the Hokages. Fuck the Hokage.
And they realized, that's my dad.
Well, he didn't know that at the time, and now he does. So.
And old man Saratobi was his that was his Uncle Iroh.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I mean, Jiraiya. I mean, he passed his legacy down through Naruto's father, Minato. Taught him the Rasengan. Or did I get that right? Or
Rasengan.
The Rasengan. So then you got Naruto, who came later and actually developed his own way of, well, really coming up with the Rasengan. But Jiraiya had a big part in both of their futures. I mean, not only that, but coming up from, the 3 originals, which was Lady Tsunade and
Orochimaru.
Orochimaru.
The 3 legendary Sannin.
Yes, the Sannin, right? And then, I mean, his legacy passed down through that. It's amazing. I mean, just the way they talked about, how his life unfolded, from childhood to, well, I mean, obviously he was always a perv from the get-go, but I mean, that has absolutely nothing to do with, well, I guess it does.
But the perv character or character type is prominent in most anime, because even this one we have Jiraiya, then you also have Kakashi, and then even Dragon Ball you have motherfucking Roshi.
Yeah, you got Master Roshi.
Master Roshi is
King
the
Kai.
Jiraiya of Naruto.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Ross.
And Kakashi's only the perv via Jiraiya's side hobby, which is writing about a steamy romantic novel.
He writes some Fabio novels.
And also, Jiraiya had white hair. Kakashi had white hair as well. And he also... And it's one of the things too with Naruto, they always represent, and it's always like that reincarnation of the previous teams. So that just transfers over to the latest generation too.
As well as the legendary sage team was Team 7. Just a fun fact.
Yeah, I mean, Jiraiya actually learning, sage jutsu and all that other stuff. I mean, even in his younger years and everything, and didn't quite master it, but was able to, realize that Naruto had the potential to actually, master it at some point.
And did he try to master that before Orochimaru? And was that the way for Orochimaru to be like, oh shit, there's
honestly,
another level I can get to? But
honestly,
Orochimaru already knew that.
I'm gonna agree with Ross and say no.
Yeah, I don't think so.
All three of them were technically geniuses.
No, but Jiraiya actually mastered nature chakra to pull a full complete summoning and maintain a summoning.
Prior than the other two, correct?
Yeah, yes. And then Tsunade mastered it, and then she learned that whole new
preserving chakra,
the Cha mark, the 1,000.
Yeah,
and she took it to a whole nother level on her aspect of jutsu.
And then, of course, Orochimaru,
if he would have just mastered the actual jutsu
instead of fucking,
even though he was good at summoning snakes.
So was he
fucked up because he was pursuing multiple jutsu.
So my thing so they already knew about the sage mode.
Well,
but was Jiraiya? But was Jiraiya the first one to actually like?
No, Orochimaru was.
So that's what my question was. So he was already in it, like, oh, I'm going,
and he gave up on focusing on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
As opposed to going to like, I'm gonna know everything.
But
as opposed to
which
mastering
is what he
snake
actually
jutsu,
did.
But his snake jutsu was still strong enough to fight against the slug and the fucking toad jutsu in the one Sonnen bottle when, I don't know, it's like towards the end of actual Naruto.
Word.
Like right before Shippuden when they showed the actual potential of the legendary Sonnen.
Like, oh shit.
Like these motherfuckers are super badass.
Exactly.
So, I mean, with Jiraiya being, perceived as, a legacy on his own, or prodigy, if you would.
He became a master.
Well, yeah, I mean, a master in his own right. He had his own way of doing things compared to the other Sannin. Jiraiya's mastery wasn't quite complete when it came to nature. Obviously, that came out when he was actually fighting the Akatsuki. Especially in the face and everything, because he kind of looked like a toad a little bit.
Hell yeah!
Which was one of the side effects. If you couldn't master the nature energy,
it took over you.
You became nature itself.
Exactly.
So I'm so glad you brought up the Akatsuki, because I want to just segue this off to. You can't have a good show about a hero protagonist
without the evil.
Exactly. Yeah. So, real quick, favorite villains, Luke. Just one. Off top. You had to pick one of your favorite villains between Naruto and Shippuden.
Honestly, I'd probably have to put it down as Orochimaru, as much of a snake as he is. I mean, he always keeps popping up, and eventually he winds up doing the right thing.
Sometimes he looks like our first lady, too.
Yeah.
Well, he be
When I saw that meme when they put Melania Orochimaru.
Melania is him.
From Naruto, just like in Revenge of the Fallen, the second Transformer movie, they had the pretender that would look like a whole human, but inside she was a whole robot. That's how you feel about Orochimaru.
Yeah,
like he can be a whole bitch, but in the same time, he's a whole snake inside. Luke.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Word. All right. That's cool. Do what you do.
I mean, yeah, like that.
So, Ross, who would you say is your favorite villain in Naruto?
Dang it. There's too many. But if I'm going to have to choose one off of a flip of a coin, I'm going to have to go with my very first one. So that's Haku.
The little
Not
girl.
Zabu, not Zabuza, but Haku.
Yeah, Haku.
Why Haku?
Well, so I know the difference between the manga and the TV show is they made Naruto think he was talking to a girl, and then he found out. Yeah, no, in the TV show it was a girl, and then he found he thought he was.
Well, they later found out that he was a boy.
Yeah, he thought he was talking to a girl, and then he found out it was a boy. But in the manga, he was talking to a girl
the whole time.
Thinking it was a boy. So,
but it actually was a girl in the Japanese version.
In the Japanese version. But past that, it's just a pure fact that like Naruto thought that this one person was one way, only to find out it was another way. But yet, only to find out like this person was this way because how they were raised and the fact that they were trying to get revenge upon the person that they were raised by. Both her and the person that was raised by them both found out like they were doing things kind of wrong and tried to change things at the end, but yet they were the two greatest foes that brought out the most out of Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura, which made them go into the path of what they were going into throughout the whole franchise.
Word. So my favorite villain of Naruto will be the Leaf Village itself. Because these motherfuckers didn't give a fuck about this little orphan dude. He was just trying to live his life. They shitted on him. He had nothing to do with nothing, but they always ratted on him. And it just shows you how society will play you the fuck to the left, even though your whole existence is created to keep you guys safe. And even when he was a young numbskull, he was out there trying to do the best that he could for the village hidden the leaves. And then when he left to get his boy Sasuke, he was still doing that for the betterment of the squad of his village because he knew if he could get Sasuke back, they would be stronger. And if Sasuke's not there, Sasuke is also a potential threat.
I think it was kind of more along the lines of him actually just trying to look out for something that he never had before.
Exactly,
and
as
trying to bring
community.
it back to him.
And as community,
You know,
all he wanted to do was be accepted. And the Leaf Village did not let him be him.
Right.
They saw him as a problem.
But he also looked up to Sasuke, and that's where the jealousy came from.
Exactly. And unbeknownst to him, Sasuke was going through the same shit because the village also, not all the whole village.
They turned on the Uchiha clan.
Exactly. Unbeknownst because that nigga Danzo.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Danzo was a freaking snake.
Well, they didn't find out until later it was Danzo. But he was shut out because of a plan unbeknownst to him that caused a rift between him and his brother, which is a huge fucking part of the goddamn story.
Which could have been his own anime in itself.
That's true. Exactly. It could have been. It could still have a spinoff of the Uchiha clan or something.
Exactly. And Chris, favorite villain?
My favorite villain, it's also probably the best fight in the whole series currently, even now Boruto stuff. Pain, the original member of the Akatsuki, someone that was trained by Jiraiya and thought he was left and denied by Jiraiya, and him and these other two Village of the Mist ninjas created this outrageous legacy that was going, thank you Ross, that was going to fucking shut down the ninja way.
Well, I mean, I don't think that was their complete intention. Their intention was to actually just, get
literally their intention was to prove that everybody's doing it wrong.
Yeah. And
this is
one organization. That's why they were trying to get
like we will eliminate evil even if we have to become the evil.
Itself. So would you say that's more of one of the reasons Jiraiya put so much focus into Naruto because he left a group of orphans to their own devices.
There was
I don't think so.
There was a lot of guilt there.
Yeah.
And Jiraiya acknowledges the guilt, and a young Pain, I can't think of his name now. It was literally like it was very similar to Naruto, but this kid was like and the only time he ever saved anybody or did anything is when his friends were in absolute danger, and he went into the Rinnegan, and that's when you learn one of the most elusive ocular jutsus from this young character that is Pain Nagato, I believe his name.
Yeah.
Yes.
His name was Nagato.
So for you, Luke, it could be like how Klaus felt resentment towards Michael not giving a fuck about him. So when he's seeing a little slave, Marcellus, he was like, let me take Marcellus underneath my wing type vibe. That's what it's like. That's what I'm comparing it to.
Yeah, a little bit. I could see it. I mean, that comes from his past. When
Exactly.
the original 3 members of the Akatsuki and how he took them under his wing. He felt bad for them. I mean, they were war orphans and their villages. Warfans, yeah.
And they fell up into that village as well as he trained them and then left them and said, I'll be back. And it was like
Right.
5 years before he came back.
Well, when he came back, it was too late in his eyes.
And, and
he didn't realize that they had progressed.
Granted, I mean,
faster than what he thought they would.
Granted, I think, it was like, he's got some guilt about leaving them behind, but I mean,
he did say
no, there was a ton of guilt. Like Jiraiya was
in his battle against
all about his pupils, all about his disciples. Jiraiya was trying to find the hero that he was writing about in his books, even though his books were supposed to be
which wasn't even Nagato at the time.
Sexualized romance novels.
Exactly. Nagato wasn't even his objective as his first disciple or anything like that. It was
the only reason why he took on Nagato was because what he saw what Nagato did when the other 2 were in danger. When Ren and not Ren, I'm thinking the Obito and fucking.
No,
but,
yeah.
Well, there was the origami, the chick that did had origami jutsu, and then there was the guy that was more aggressive.
The orange hair.
Yeah. Word. And with that being said, because we're getting close to the end of this episode, just real quick, since you talk about how Pain was your favorite villain, and your favorite fight, we're just gonna talk about our favorite fights real quickly in this series. So, Chris, what about Pain versus? I'm assuming you mean Naruto, or was you talking about Jiraiya?
Yeah, it's the end of the Naruto saga. I don't believe Jiraiya is dead yet. If I remember correctly, Jiraiya's not dead yet. But Pain, they get in this big old fight with the Akatsuki. He destroys the Leaf Village. When he destroys the Leaf Village, Naruto's fighting him to the brink, like giving him everything he's got, and Naruto's basically defeated. And the last person, unless you really pay attention to shit that's going on, the last person to jump out and fucking save his ass comes and runs out. A young Hinata comes out, his 8 trigrams, boop, boop, boop. I'm gonna protect fucking Naruto. I love Naruto. This is like the first time she literally like, I love him. No, I will not let anything happen to him. And she fucking starts whooping his ass. And then he kills her. And when he kills her, Naruto goes into a full Nine Tails rage, which I think to this day is still definitely in Naruto the number 1 fight scene, maybe the number 1 fight scene in most animes I have fucking watched. It spans across like 2 episodes, but this fucking fight scene when Hinata dies is fucking insane.
It's like the epitome. Like, you don't fuck with anime, cool. But if you understand what anime is about, you can't watch this without being like...
You don't even gotta understand anime. If you watch this clip of shit, like, oh, this person died in this...
Without the context.
Yeah, and you see this guy go nuts, and it turns into this crazy-ass fucking fight scene where he's not winning, but he's still whooping the other guy's ass. It's like beyond fucking fantastic.
Word.
Like I don't even think Dragon Ball Z ever had a moment like that.
Word. That's a
maybe Super. Maybe Super got close.
That's a whole different episode because I could talk about some Dragon Ball Z fights. Luke, favorite fight in Naruto?
Well, originally mine was going to be about the same as Chris's, but
You still can. You just can say you agree.
Elaborate
But if you
on
want-
that.
but if you want to go,
fight.
but if you want to go somewhere else.
But I do agree with that. But there is one that was actually just one notch just above that,
Go ahead.
which was the final fight scene between Naruto and Sasuke.
After they defeat Kaguya Okutsuke.
You talking about the end of it all?
After
The
they
end
fought
of it all.
together, all
The
three
end
of
it
them.
all, when they lost their arms, the whole 9
Yeah,
yards.
when it goes to Boruto. Well, you get a couple filler episodes because of the marriage.
Well,
I mean,
technically,
the reason behind that is
Right after the actual final fight, you see the rivals.
Exactly.
well, I mean,
each other
there's like two reasons why that is one of my favorite
What's the
fight
first?
scenes. First one is because it's reminiscent from one of their first fights when they were at the statues. If you remember when they both Naruto used a Rasengan when he first learned how to use a Rasengan, and Sasuke was
Using the curse mark.
using the curse mark, and he was in full curse mark mode the whole 9 yards.
Going to a controlled
right
three-tail Naruto or a four-tail Naruto.
I think it was about three tail or something like that, about that. And, when they fucking collided and created that massive, it's not a black hole, but black energy sphere.
They created that blast zone.
Yeah, that blast zone, it's like, so, that was part of it for me. And then, they brought that into the last fight scene, brought the same sort of features to it, which was pretty awesome in my opinion. But the other part was, towards the ending and everything, how Sasuke actually, started realizing it's like, oh, maybe I've been wrong the entire time. And then Naruto's, whole reason for going after Sasuke has, finally come to an end. His journey has finally been completed.
Word.
You were never my friend, but you were always my friend. And I never gave up on you.
Yeah, exactly.
Weep tears. Yeah. Roscoe, your favorite fight in Naruto?
I'm sorry, Luke. I have to disagree with all of that statement.
Well, fuck Roscoe.
That's number 4. That fight scene's number
That's
4
for
on my
thick
list.
white bitches.
That's number 4 on my scenes. But no, my number 1 fight scene, which does beat the pain fight scene by a tad bit,
You better not say
will be the final fight scene between Sasuke and Itachi.
Oh yeah, that was a good one too.
We actually think we get a fight scene and we get a death, only to find out that they were in Genjutsu, technically finding out what they gonna do with these eyes, only for us to really get into the real fight of the battle, where they're not just only using their eyes, but yet they fighting their best. But not only do we get that, we get a whole temple get destroyed. Sasuke think he about to die, only for Itachi to be like, you finally passed your test. I have to tell you, I've been poking your head all this time since you was a child to tell you I loved you.
He showed him everything and why he became the evil to make Sasuke more powerful, even though Sasuke still went down the wrong path.
And what made it even more better is the whole fact that Toby told him why
Toby didn't tell him this shit until after Kakashi made him realize, like, yo, motherfucker, I loved you, and this shit just never happened. And then all of a sudden he was like, I loved you too, that's why I gave you my eye. And now I'm gonna, like, here's the, come on!
It's always been,
come on!
It's always been Obito.
Come on!
And
Fucking, I'm sucking you up. Come on! Fucking all gone.
Word. Well, thank you, Ross, for that. But my favorite fight is the best fight of the whole fucking series. I don't care what anybody has to say. Because guess what? Besides, who was the bitch? The white Zetsu bitch? The mama of all Jitsus?
No, Kaguya Okutsuke.
Yeah, besides her, fuck that hoe.
Kaguya.
It was that boy.
Kaguya Okutsuke.
It was that boy Madara. He came down. He fucked up everybody.
Fucked up the
After he got
but
Fucked up the
no,
five
stop. But he couldn't do shit. when it came to that boy, Guy Sensei, and he unlocked all those gates on that ass and released. Eight.
The gates. Yep.
And he released that red dragon and almost ended the whole series right there. Because from this series, we heard about the 8 gates. From Rock Lee to Guy Sensei, and then we finally got that payoff when Guy Sensei said, "No, I'm gonna let it go, because if I don't, we might not live."
See,
and wait, and he came so close.
This is true.
So
This
close.
is so true.
To dead end the main baddie.
No, he literally told him
That is so
you
true.
fucked me up.
You almost killed me. It took a whole plethora of ninjas to come at me, but
One person
almost fucked me up. If you had a little more time, just like Goku did to Jiren in a Tournament of Power arc, if Goku had a little more time,
but Goku almost had to die before that even happened.
But just like Guy, if Guy had like 5 more minutes, he would have killed Madara.
True.
But even Madara was like, "Damn, I'm glad you stopped, because you had my ass."
Well, didn't at one point he actually said, he was like, "You are the best fighter I think I've ever fought."
He literally tells him, he's like, you're the only person that ever gave me a challenge.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
And it was after he struck him with that was supposed to be killed.
It was what was it, the air punch?
I don't know what it was.
No, but honestly, when you see him fading out, and I was gonna give someone else the opportunity to actually give this the best fight in Naruto or Shippuden ever, but still Pain is my number one. But super close number 2 or tied for 1, and at the end you see it fizzling it out. Like Guy Sensei, the spirit of youth, gave it its all. And then Naruto comes in one of his clones, Sage Mode. You're not gonna die today.
Exactly. So like you were saying about with Pain versus Jiraiya, like those couple episodes, that Guy Sensei Madara fight was a couple episodes too. And we were sitting there, even though like being a real fan, we knew he was gonna get the win, because it's not called the God Show, it's called Naruto. But just in that moment, like we watched all these episodes, hearing about all these gates, and it was unlocked, and Guy was like, "Oh shit, them gates were that."
I thought,
but you know what though? I think Guy was probably one of the most underrated characters in Naruto.
No shit.
No, wait. Because if y'all could control yourselves, we could do this real quickly.
Can't.
So I'm gonna say something real quick. I just want to name, no explanation.
Sure. Strongest.
No. Characters that should have got more shine or didn't get that opportunity to shine more. First name only basis. Luke, go.
Rock Lee.
Konkoro.
Ross.
Kanemaru and
Konohamaru
and his crew.
He got his shine though.
No. It's one name, and we're just talking about Naruto and Shidupin. We're not talking about Boruto. I'm gonna go with the nigga Neji, because he never got to see his final form before he died.
That is true.
All right.
He did.
All right, cool. So, once again, everybody, this has been episode 19 of Yo, Where the Captions At. Thank you guys for listening. Thank Luke for being a guest. Thank you once again, Chris, for having us in your domain, letting us record here, and being a part of the hosting cast. Ross, as always, guy host. I'm yours always, Kels for show. And we also always end the segment with a part called Yo, Check It Out. So this is going to be where we just give recommendations of an anime series. If you watch Naruto, you love Naruto, this is what you should watch. So Ross, real quick.
Not just in the Naruto base, because I'm not going to go for shoujin anime, but I will go with the one anime I will always recommend, which will be a topic later on in one of these subjects, which will be the one and only Death Note. Luke, what would you recommend
for people that are fans of Naruto?
Yes.
Of Naruto? Well, I mean, there's a lot out there, really.
But you only have to pick one.
I only have to pick one. I would probably say Bleach.
Okay, all right.
I mean,
what about you, Chris?
You mean Bleach?
Bleach.
But
Ichigo.
Ichigo.
you're looking for a similar feel to Naruto, Hunter x Hunter, a young Gon Fricks, that is your new Naruto.
And for myself, I'm going to go with Black Clover. And because it's one of those series that was so much like Naruto, I stopped watching it because it was too much like Naruto. So I was like, fuck it, I should just watch Naruto. But it was still good. I still plan on finishing it at some point in time.
You want to know a young Astra story?
And with that being said, we're going to leave this episode with a song from Prefab Soul called Jettison. And if you've been listening to the latest episodes, we've been featuring one track from his EP. You can find that shit on YouTube. And here's another one for you. And as always, guys, be one or be nothing.
Be kind, people.